What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I figured today would be a good day to do a GTO update. So you've probably been wondering where the GTO videos are, and I obviously hadn't been making any GTO content because there was nothing really to show, just sanding and prepping. And so I'll show you where we're at today and what's all been done since the last video. There is some kind of color on this thing. So all the inside has been painted Cardinal Red, which is the original color. Here inside the fender area. This side, the inner fender has been painted and installed with all new hardware. The new hood hinge has been installed. Same thing, all new hardware. I bought a hardware kit for it. A new washer bottle. That's been installed. Let me open up the door here. So, as you can see, all this has been painted. Some of the stuff's been reinstalled along with some new parts that I ordered. This is just sitting here for now, this new kick panel. I wanted to sort of see how that fit. The other one had big speaker holes, which I don't want. Okay, so then you can see I started to try to like figure out how it goes back together, the convertible top mechanisms. So there's all that. Now obviously, as you can see, the car itself isn't painted yet. The outside, it's too cold now. I'm probably gonna end up doing it here like I did all this other stuff. So I'm gonna probably wait till spring, but in the meantime, I have all the stuff to start putting it together, because basically now everything gets masked off except for what needs to get painted. I even painted, you can see like in the fender where it would be hard to get at with a gun, that's already been kind of pre-painted. And like down there, you know, that was all pre-painted kind of thing. Then we'll go to the back trunk area. So as you can see, this has all been painted. Turned out pretty good. There is some trash, a little bit of dust here and there, which I could buff out, may buff out. I mean, at the end of the day, it's the trunk, the door jambs, you know, but I might, this part here I might do because you can see it more, even though when it's not under these fluorescent lights, you probably wouldn't notice. And then added some of the trunk decals, factory decals onto it already. Got some CAD plated bolts for the spoiler, even though the spoiler is only temporarily on because it's got to get painted. Trunk weather stripping. I have everything new, like everything I have for the car already, like all the weather stripping, all that kind of stuff. And then I repainted in the trunk black, so that's all good. I got some parts in, so we're gonna put on some of this Flatline barrier sound deadening stuff. I also got this retro sound dash speaker. It's a two-way, so it actually gives you a left and a right channel. Because being a convertible, there's nowhere really to put speakers. So this one fits in the stock speaker location right there. So we're gonna put that in. And then once that stuff is in, basically the dash can go back in. Kick panels, I can even throw the carpet in. You know, I'll probably temporarily at least put the seats in. Like I said, when I paint the outside, this whole interior bucket area has to get masked anyways. And same with the engine compartment. It has to get all masked off. So putting stuff on isn't going to make a big difference. It's basically like painting a car that is all together and you're just painting it and you take the door handles and stuff off and you go to town, right? So obviously I can't put the door panels on because the door handles, etc. But yeah, that's where we're at. Quite a bit done in the last 6 months, I guess, or whatever. I've been slowly picking away at it. I actually had an issue. I bought paint for it, painted the jambs. The color was wrong. So then I had to like sand it all down, repaint it again. So that kind of sucked, but it is what it is, right? My own fault. I should have done a test panel. So whenever you get paint made, always do a spray out. Always spray it out on a piece of metal or an old whatever, mirror or something, because if you don't, you end up using a bunch of the paint and I ended up having to resand down everything that's red, had to be resanded down and repainted. So it kind of sucked, but I wanted to be right, so I had to redo it. The color that it was kind of orange. Also got new hose for the washer bottle, the factory style clips. I kind of went overboard at inline tube ordering parts, because they have all these like little decals and factory type things. So yeah, that's where we're at. So we're gonna put this barrier stuff on today, and that speaker, and who knows what else. This is just big square rectangular pieces. So they say this is good for in the doors. So like you could put it inside the doors, which I probably will. Also on your headliner, stuff like that. So that's that. And that was actually only like 45 bucks, something like that. The only thing I have noticed when I was in Vegas a couple weeks ago, I was at SoCal Speed Shop, and they had some, I don't think it was Dynamat, it was a different brand, and it felt like the box of stuff was really, really heavy when I picked it up. And like, this is not heavy at all. This is like super light. But then it also says ultra lightweight with stunning sound and heat control properties. So I don't know, does it have to be super thick to work good? But I mean, at the end of the day, it's lighter. I mean, you can see it's basically just some kind of foam stuff with the aluminum stuff on top. I don't know. That was $150, I think, for this. But this is actually a kit that's made for this car, like for 68 to 72 A-body GMs. So it's already precision cut and stuff. I cleaned the floor, I wiped it all down and everything. We're gonna take this out of the package and lay it all out in the car in the like position it goes, and see how everything fits before we start doing any installation of it. I'll put all this stuff on, and then once it's on, then we'll see like maybe around the wheel wells at the bottom, you know, where rocks might kick up and stuff like that. Maybe we'll add some from this stuff, and then, you know, whatever. Because obviously I can't lay those whole big sheets in the door anyways because of the whatever this crash bar is. I mean, maybe it would slip under, but I mean, at the end of the day, it's a convertible, so sound isn't as big of a deal as heat. I'm just trying to keep, you know, I don't know. Maybe it was a waste of money. Maybe I didn't need to put this stuff, but everybody uses it, so I figured it'll probably make it a little quieter in the cab area with the top up, you know, on the highway, stuff like that. So it's not a bad idea. So let's get this laid out and see how it fits. So it also came with this diagram that kind of shows you where all the different pieces go, because as you can see, they're all cut differently. I'm actually using a Joby suction cup, which apparently doesn't stick to primer. But I don't know where my attachment for my tripod went. So I thought I'd try this, which it works as long as I don't bang it. I guess on paint it'll stick better. Shiny paint, I don't know. I figured it would stick good to this primer, but so far it's not. It sticks, and then after it sits for a minute, it falls off. Okay, so we got to look at the diagram, and we got to see which pieces we need. So this one, is this in the middle somewhere? And then on the other side, middle, this. Let's cut those. We can see some mark a little bit, maybe, but some have holes in them. Oh, I see, okay. That's for that seat. This goes there. As you can see, it has cutouts for the seat belt holes, which lines up perfect. Okay, so that's that. This one, another one, match that one. Okay, so this one goes here. This is really nice because, as you can see, there's the little tabs here for the wiring harness. And I was kind of curious, would I have to cut around? Apparently not, because it's already fitted on there. Okay, so then there's some small pieces. These pieces next. They look like they go. No, that makes sense because somehow does that go These go like here, I guess. This goes like that. I guess I figured that this is kind of how it goes. These two go up to the top, up like that, which is nice. And then this one and this one. This is all kind of like pre-cut so that it fits into place like that. And then yeah, so it's all covered except for this spot here isn't really covered. There's these brackets here for the convertible that it has. So I can't really put anything on there, but I'll probably add a piece to this section right here. I think maybe because there's a brace there, so maybe it doesn't conduct sound as much. This is more where it's flat pieces. Now that we kind of know where everything goes, and it looks like it fits pretty good. Like, I'm also gonna have to cut out for the shifter hole there. And I guess it doesn't go over the tunnel. I could put some on the top of the tunnel too, like with that other stuff that I have. That's kind of why I bought that other kit, this kit here, because I figured it's good to have extra, just universal, to sort of go over where they don't go over. So I think what I'll do now is I'll pull all this out again now that I know where it goes and how it fits. And then we'll have to start with one piece and continue on from there. I also got, I just had it and now I don't know where it is. I also bought this little, oh, there it is. I also bought this little roller here. Summit, from Summit, 10 bucks. And so basically once you get this on, you can roll it. I mean, probably didn't need it. I could, but I mean, this will make it easier, and for 10 bucks, why not? I fit in this piece here, and that fits really nice. So like I had said before, it's already kind of pre-cut so that it, you know, goes around and everything. I don't know, there's a hole here. I guess that's for the console. Yeah, center console. So I should be able to just put a screw through there because there's another hole on that side. But as you can see, it fits like really, really good. So now what'll be the next thing to do is to peel the paper off the back, carefully lay it on, and then use that little roller to roll it on. But yeah, this is gonna be really nice. This covers it really good. I've never used anything like this before, so I mean, you know, race car stuff, you don't usually put this, but for this car, we're putting it. I work with this thing, this new, whatever you call it, suction cup thingamabob, figuring out how to stick it, which is actually pretty nice because I can stick it in different places all over, which is kind of cool. Okay, so as you can see, we just take this paper off. Like that. Missed some. Like that. And then we're going to put it in place, hopefully the first try without screwing it up. Let's see what happens here. I mean, obviously I just had it in place, but it feels pretty sticky, but I don't know how sticky it is that once I lay it down, is it going to instantly get stuck on there? Of course, when before you put the sticky on, you know, it seems easy to kind of manipulate it into where you want it. When this is of course kind of a weird one because it's yeah, it's on a flat surface right here in this corner, kind of. Looks pretty good, but then again, what do I know? And then you just use this thing to roll it. There is some divots in the floor pan that we should probably feel for. and try to get it to go into them. Just with your fingers, maybe. I really want to roll it out good, because I mean, once the carpet goes down, you know, this stuff's not going to move anyways, but you want it to be stuck to the floor good. Let's see. Oh yeah. Yeah, she's stuck down there good. Okay, so I'll go over this again with the thing and then come back when we're on to the next piece. I went ahead and I put the next piece on. And actually, I didn't notice, but this one does have a cutout here and here for a 4-speed, I guess. So I'll probably have to cut a little bit of it for the shifter hole. And then I guess this is because, you know, so it forms good. So I could always add a little piece in there. And then the only other thing is, you know, there is a gap, but I mean, there is a gap here too. So there's a bit of a gap between the two. I guess that's normal. I don't know. I'll try to butt the next one up better. I'll actually, when I do the other side, I'll do this one first, then I'll do that front one, and I'll see if I can get it any tighter. Like I said, I don't know how much it matters. This is my old school looking Stuart Warner gauges I got for the car. It's going to get mounted under the dash, so that's just there. So that's no big deal, a little cut. And then, like I said, I can take this piece and maybe put it like over where the shifter, that extra little space is. So that'll be good. All right. So what I did on that second panel, which I'll do on this panel, is I just peeled back like a bit and then kind of fit it into place where you want it. Squish it down. And then you can pull it back and peel more. So it's like putting on like decals. This one is being a little non-cooperative with the peeling off though. And then I just lay this down, kind of run it out, and then pull the rest of the paper off. So there it is. That's 3 pieces on. I think that looks pretty cool. Like I said, I don't know what I'm doing, so I can't really screw it up, I don't think, because it's on, but we'll figure it out. All right, so what I ended up doing is I went ahead and I put the driver's side, same pieces on. Now, what I found is you got to be really careful putting it on. So when I put this one on, I should have put it over more, a little bit, which would have put it higher up here. So now when I put this one on, now it's really high up. So, I mean, whatever, right? But the way it's cut, I kind of slightly screwed up a little bit, but nothing major. I also cut out around there. And then any pieces that I took off of anywhere, like where I cut out around here and stuff, ended up sticking them. I still have one piece here. I stuck them in there and there, just wherever there's like an open spot. So now we're gonna do this part. You gotta line up the hole for the thing. And am I doing this right? I think so. Is this the? I think this is the right one. Huh. So it looks like somehow they screwed up in where they punched the holes, maybe. No big deal. So we'll just have to cut a different hole, and then we can always fill this hole back in after. We're gonna start with this one. Oh, I just sat on one of the studs. All right, so I went ahead and I put that one in and that one in. And then I'm not gonna lie, I screwed up. I put the piece that's supposed to go on this side, on that side, by mistake, realized it, was able to peel it half off. The other half was too stuck on. So then I just cut it in half. You can see where I cut it. And then transferred it to this side into 2 pieces. So I mean, same difference, but. So that kind of sucked. And then how I was saying that they cut out for the wiring hold downs, they only did it on that one. This one, and then this one has one, also not cut out. So I had to cut that out too, but once again, not a big deal. And I got some leftover pieces, which I've been using all the little leftover pieces just to fill in wherever I needed to. So the next thing to do will be to do these 2 back ones. And then I think I'll use some of that other thing to do this hump here, kind of in between the seats, where the seats go, maybe. And then I might use some of it on those wheel tubs right there, kind of right at the bottom. Not all the way up, but just this bottom little section. And then whatever's left from that kit, I'll use either inside the doors or maybe inside the quarter panels or something. So let's get these on, and we're almost done putting this stuff on. I think it so far looks pretty cool, and hopefully it'll work. I also brought out the carpet, so it's from Trim Parts. Everything's in now, and actually I put in the seatbelt bolts. You see them there. Then I'm having to tap all the holes. They didn't want to go in, but those are in, those are new. The other ones are all rusty and stuff. So this is the other mat, which isn't as thick as this stuff. It's a little thinner. So I think I'm going to put a piece kind of over this wheel tub here, and then on that side also. I don't know if I'm going to put one here. I mean, they didn't, so maybe it doesn't really need it. I don't know. But I think we're going to start putting some just on these lower parts of the wheel tubs. And then, I don't know. Like I said, the rest can go, that I bought can go in the doors. Or I could put it inside here just to deaden the sound or whatever. So there you go. So that's like in the corner. I'll do that side too. And then figure out what else we're going to do.